Hello there, and welcome to my reaction to my first impressions of Japan by Didus. I I wasn't sure if I should do this video or not, because I am interested in his first impressions, but I could watch it on my own, as I do with a lot of videos. But I did his moving video, and I thought it would be. It's kind of like a sequel to it, so I thought it'll be fine if I do a reaction kind of a sequel to it. Yeah, that's my whole thought process. Uh, I guess, yeah, I'm very curious what he's has to say. Like I've heard mostly things out of people who lived there for a while, like on Trash Taste podcast. They always talk about Japan in some shape or form. There are a lot of positives, there are a lot of negatives, like in anywhere else in the world. But I want to actually hear like first impressions. Would be the difference from the U.S. Right? He died. This is from the U.S., so it would be someone who lived in the US all their life and now moved entire like continents across the world to something else, something entirely different, as well as without knowing the language of the place he lives in now. So we'll see how that goes, shall we? Like, comment, subscribe, become a member, and let's begin.
Are you a gamer nerd weeaboo loser like me? Well,
Yeah,
good news for you. There's a web browser made just for you. Opera
Opera
GX.
GX.
Thank you Opera GX for sponsoring this video. My favorite feature of this browser is that it allows me to customize my browser to look exactly how I want it. I can pick an animated
don't
anime
really
wallpaper,
care.
which is super dope, alongside
Also
a
don't
color scheme
care.
of my choosing. I can even
That's
add
better.
my own background image.
I don't care.
Oh, you say animated backgrounds will increase your RAM and CPU usage? Have no fear. Opera GX lets you have total control, such as turning the RAM usage down or by killing those CPU draining
Damn, that's
tabs.
a lot of
Are you a
RAM.
multitasker and in the middle of a long anime series? Bam! A floating adjustable video frame placed wherever. The coolest part is whenever you
That's
start
actually pretty
streaming
cool.
a video or audio in your browser tabs, the
Especially if you
player
don't have
will
two
automatically
screens.
pause for you, but also automatically resume once the tab is finished. Oh, I get it. You like me, you are lazy, okay? And it would be too much of a pain to switch over from your previous browser. Luckily for you and me, you can import everything you need from your previous web browser. Browsing history, bookmarks, cookies, all imported with just a few clicks. There's tons of other neat features, so be sure to check it out and give Opera GX a shot for yourself. I mean, it's free. Use my link below and download Opera GX today.
Fine.
No, Squid Neutral! You read the title. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say that most of my first impressions stem from Tokyo, okay? Because that's where I live.
Understandable.
I just want to put that out there because, you know, Japan is huge and we have so much more to see. Also, don't expect anything crazy because this is about typical life, and typical life is typically mundane. So, what do I think?
Yeah.
Well, I think it rains here. A lot. I feel like in America, we just deal with it, you know, pop up your hoodie, run to the car, done, safe. And then in Japan,
Okay.
what car? I'm walking everywhere. The umbrella etiquette in Japan is very interesting, okay? You got girls wearing umbrellas to block the sun. It's genius. Skin cancer, go away. Free shading. Longer lasting.
I thought that's done everywhere.
Skin. Too bad for men. I never see any dudes use it on a sunny day. So I sheep it up and I just wear a hat. I'm shriveling up. Meanwhile, Emily's just standing there in her shade in 95-degree weather. Oh, yes. Let's go back to rain, okay? It's raining. You gotta walk into a store. But oh gee, the umbrella is so wet. It's gonna get everywhere.
Been there.
And on my clothes. Whatever can I do? Well,
it shouldn't be on your clothes with the umbrella.
You stab your umbrella inside, and then you pull. Oh my god, my wet umbrella now has a cover.
That's pretty cool.
I did this, I felt like an ape that just discovered fire.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed. That's pretty cool.
Don't got that umbrella stabber box.
But yeah, it seems like it is a waste of plastic.
The umbrella etiquette in Japan is to just insert it into a slot outside of a store, but just pray no one steals it while you're inside. Speaking of getting your umbrella stolen outside of konbini stores, there's 3 very common konbini stores.
Let me read the full thing. It's pouring outside and I stepped into a store for a little 2 minutes. Someone stole my umbrella within the 2-minute time frame. What the fuck? I was warned about umbrella theft, but didn't think it happened so soon. Lol, goddamn it. Yeah, probably was someone was going outside without an umbrella and so a perfectly good umbrella just staying there, nobody's near it. So they took it.
On outside of convenience stores,
Mm.
there's three very common convenience stores
I'm not
literally
defending
at
it.
every corner: 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson. I chose 7-Eleven clan as my faction because
Okay.
food. Lawson you could buy concert tickets at. Family Mart gives me Dollar Tree vibes, and
The hell is
true
a Dollar
hipsters
Tree?
lean towards Mini Stop. Oh, also, there's Subway cards. I use Suica. And basically, you scan it
Yeah.
to use it for the Subway. But wait, it gets better.
Again, from
You
Trash
can
Taste, I heard
scan
about
this bad
Suica.
boy at vending machines in case I want to buy Grandma's coffee jellies, or at Convenies to buy Detective Conan trading cards, okay?
Seems like more
Whatever
plastic
money you
waste, to
put
be honest.
into it for Subways, you can use it in a lot of other convenient ways.
You know what else you could have made the technology use? A credit card or a debit card, like just a normal plastic card instead of making another plastic card specifically for this. Like I don't live in Japan, obviously, but I just don't see a reason to make one. Like not to issue yourself a Suica card, it seems like it's a way to go, but I don't see why people made Suica cards to begin with. It's okay.
Ways, which is dope. All right, so fashion. Mostly everybody's fashion sense in Tokyo is off the charts. Like whenever I'm out and about in any
Is
part of the
everyone a
city,
JoJo
I
protagonist?
feel like a Goomba. All of the girls' hair looks like they just came freshly out of a hair salon. All the dudes walking around be wearing like 5 layers of clothes in 95-degree weather, long pants and all. No, really, for real. One time,
Yeah,
I
also heard that from Trash Taste.
actively tried to count out how many men were wearing shorts in Shinjuku on this hot summer day. Out of 50, I counted 3.
Wow.
The humidity is at max, bro. It's like I'm
I honestly do not care. I know I look bad in shorts. There are photos of me. There is a photo of me in a from like an anime festival I went to a few years ago in shorts. Like I don't care. It's hot, I'm wearing shorts. I would look like a bum. I'm fine with it for comfort and convenience.
I'm in a sauna and I'm rocking shorts and t-shirts. These
Yeah.
men in full suits, tie choking them. Where is the breathability, my dude? How are you not dying?
They
These
used to it.
people are built different. But God, do they look so good. I feel like my neck is
I mean, they are quite literally built different because they kind of born in that place. So their parents went through it, they're possibly like grandparents, whole family tree lived through that, so their bodies are more accustomed to the weather they're in. So it's just kind of genetics, and if you live your whole life in like a, I don't know, not a hot state in the US, what would it be? Like if you lived your life in a cold state, it's gone to the temperatures. I want to say something about the clothes, but your body's not used to it. Give it a few years, you'll be more used to it probably every year, but also it all depends. You might never get used to it. Like for me, where I live, it gets very hot in summer, but it also gets very cold in winter. So my body gets used to the very cold temperature, and then when the spring comes in, it's easy in like 10-degree weather to go in a t-shirt. At least for me. My friends did tell me that I look like a psychopath because I'm not wearing like a jacket or something, but I don't care. I'm fine with it. I'm not cold at all. And that's a thing. But then in the summer, you get used to very hot weather. And when it goes to again to 10 degrees, the same as it did in spring, even jacket might not help. Just because you're not used to the temperature, because it just varies so much back and forth. It's weird rent, whatever. Yes, they build different.
It's about to snap from all the head turners I have to pass by. It's okay. The head turning is mutual. You know what your neck can't do? Look for trash cans because they don't exist. Yeah, this drives me insane, okay? I've heard about this before, but I didn't know how bad it was. You can't even shove your trash in a bathroom because even the bathrooms don't got trash cans. In
Huh.
America, being the great polluters that we are, we throw everything into one single trash can. Over here,
I
we
don't
have
know
to
who that is.
separate our
If that's a
trash into
reference.
plastics, burnables, cardboard, paper, and bottles. Those plastic labels on your drink bottles? Yep, you gotta rip that off and then throw it into the plastics and then throw the bottle into the bottles. Ditus, you forgot the cap into the plastics. If you look here at our
Really?
own trash cans, you
It's that severe? You can just throw a full bottle into the bottles? I feel like people would still do it, just out of laziness, maybe. I don't know. But if you're gonna throw away the cap, you'll have to get the ring as well, which would be annoying. You'll have to cut it off with a knife. Like if you are gonna be like very, very accurate. Hmm.
you can get the gist of how it goes. Walking
Yeah, we had. I live in a small city, so there's nobody really cares about recycling. There's no like places for recycling. At some point, next to the trash cans, like a mutual trash can for the building, um, because I live in an apartment building, not just in the house. Uh, at some point there was like a recycled trash can. Throw all your bottles and I think just plastics in this thing, and it was there for maybe a month, and it's gone. I don't know if that was something going on, and then they decided not to do it, or maybe it was like a, I don't know, for research, and then when they got enough bottles, they took them away, and that's enough. I don't know. It felt like they were trying to do recycling at least a little bit, and then they gave up on it for some reason. There was a lot of plastic in there, so people were throwing it, including me. Were throwing stuff there specifically, but they just took it away a month later, and that it has been like maybe 2 years since that happened. I don't know. It's weird.
to the left. My American brain is hardwired to walk to the right, which is the opposite of the Japanese brain. Okay?
What?
When someone is walking and you need to move to the side, I always end up moving to the right by accident. And then the other person on the opposite side moves to the left, and bada bam, I am now blocking this person. When EU
Oh,
Connor
okay. I didn't know people thought that carefully about it. Here in Russia, just go whatever. Some people go to the right, some to the left. I go both ways. Don't look deep into that. Uh, it just it depends on the situation. We can be walking on like a small road, and I think, oh, like it's a woman with a child maybe, so I'll go off the road to the grass just to let them pass, and it doesn't matter on which side it is. If it's a proper just boardwalk, is that what it's called? Just like a walkway with enough room for everyone. It depends. Both people can go to the same side, left or right, and block each other. And it's like, oh, excuse me, and then walk and then feel awkward for the next 3 days. It's there's no like etiquette to that. There's no consensus. No one's like, okay, we have to go all to that side. Like, no, that's not it. If I'm overtaking someone, like in a bit of a different scenario, not when we're going towards each other, but we're going one after another. Uh, I usually try to go overtake people on the left, and when we're walking, I would be on the. When we're walking to each other, I'll try to be on the right, and when I think about it, not just instinctively, I'll try to be on the right and person on the left. I'm thinking about how the car go cars go on the road, which is like drive on the right side, and then would the incoming traffic would be upcoming traffic? Doesn't matter. The opposite direction would be on the left side. So I think like it would make sense to do the same when you walk, but a lot of times people don't do that, so I'll have to take them over on the right or move around them to the move around them to the left. There's nothing like that.
Drives on the left side of the road because Japan. I can't help but feel like we are going to crash whenever he's on the left side of the road.
Oh yeah, left
because
side. Yeah.
Japan. I can't help but feel like we are going to crash whenever he takes any
So it's
turn.
probably the same if in Japan they walk when you go against each other and go to the left. It's because they drive on the left as well, so it's all like connected. So maybe my thought process is correct. But again, here no one does that. If there was a mutual consensus, it would have been nice. I would have followed it properly.
Escalators. This is the most considerate Japanese.
And it is like, yeah, in Russia we drive on the right, in Japan it's left, I guess.
Etiquette I've ever seen, okay? In America, once you get on the escalator, you cannot move anymore because chances are everybody on that escalator is standing in the middle or with their friend. In Japan, they all stand to the left. So now anyone who wants to run down the stairs in a hurry can do so on the right. And
that brought up a memory. Actually, multiple memories. When I lived in St. Petersburg, because I'm in a small city, there's no like a metro or anything. There's actually, I don't think there's a single building with an escalator. Even our mall, like a very small building, like a couple kilometers away from like the center of the city on the outskirts, it doesn't have it. I think it's 2 stories. It's like that's why I do in the mall, but it is like not trade center. I guess that's in English a bit different. It doesn't matter. There's no escalators, just stairs because it's 2 stories. No one cares. But the memory that was brought up when I was living in St. Petersburg, there's a subway, obviously, because it's a big city. And subway, I don't know how it is around the world. Subways there are incredibly deep underground, so it would be a gigantic escalator just going down. And some people would be staying, I would be staying, because I am a little bit scared of heights, so when I was looking down with the escalators going, I was like, if I trip, I'm dead. If I trip and I just stumble, I probably will collect people along the way, like it's Karamari Damacy, and it just would explode in the human mashed potatoes. Like, I don't know. So I would be standing there doing nothing, up or down, just in case. And people would be standing, I think, on the side. It goes down on the right, and I think it goes up on the left if you. So if you move forward, it's on the right. The same way I guess as driving. Maybe in Japan it would be also different. I don't know. But you would be standing closer to the middle in between. But people would be actually standing and left and right, and people who are running by would just have to weave and go, and like if someone's in their path, like they can't go around them, they will like tap them on the shoulder, like, excuse me, can you let me pass, stuff like that. But just me going on that giant elevator, see people running by without a fear in the world, I got more fearful for myself. I hated that experience. I went to Subway only a couple of times. I preferred walking. I'd rather walk multiple kilometers than take a subway. Unless I'm in a hurry. Then I'll take a bus. Yeah, but I use buses more than subways. But God, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna see that again. No.
NPCs. There's a lot of jobs out here that seem very stationary, okay? Like cops. Very cute outfit, by the way. It reminds me of Animal Crossing. Throughout the day,
Okay.
we'll see them stationed on the sidewalk. They just stand there for hours. Even when no one's around. Even when it's raining. They just equip their +5 water-resistant raincoat.
I'm just kind of fixated on this. The Obasans who sweep the sidewalk actually exist. Um, I read it while it was going, but is that not normal to have a not a janitor, but like somebody who cleans the street? In Russia, you wouldn't see them like during the day because they do it very early in the morning, especially on like after a big celebration kind of day where there will be a lot of people. Let's say on the town square, uh, there will be even earlier there, maybe to just clean up as much as they can the trash and stuff. Is that not normal? They do it in the morning and then that's it until the next morning. You like, well, you go to school or work in the morning, you'll see these people just cleaning the streets. What is the difference here? Just old women doing that? I think it's mostly men who do that here. And also, about the police, uh, people are, I mean, people are, well, yeah, people, but police specifically, I don't think there are police who just stationed at a specific location. I think some of them given like a district or a couple of like parts of a district, and they just walk around those parts instead of just standing in one spot and checking if anything's all right. One time, I was playing Pokemon Go in maybe 2018, 2019, somewhere there, a few years back. And it was like 5 a.m. and I went to the Central Park, which from my house, probably like 4 kilometers. I just went on my own, just wanted to do it, to just walk around the city during the night because there's barely anyone there, and I kind of like that situation where there's no one around, and it's like it's scary because your brain plays like on the darkness and stuff, and crime obviously exists everywhere, so that's also scary. But the main point is that I was playing and I went to the park because there are a lot of Pokemon to catch in the park because it's a very public place. A lot of people are there, so that's how the game works. The more people go in a place, the more Pokemon will spawn. Not necessarily when the people are there, it's just if it's a big place for people to go. Just for an uninitiated, you know. But I was doing it at 5 a.m. and a couple of policemen. There was a actual policeman and I think like a rookie who was training. They came up to me like, "Hey, what are you doing here this late, like, or this early?" Depends on how you see it. And just started talking. I was like, "Oh, I'm just playing the game, just nothing." I got kind of bored. Uh, we were talking about something like games and such. I don't remember. With a policeman, and sometimes the rookie would talk as well, but he was writing something in a thing. So we kind of became very friendly very quickly. That was a weird experience though. Anyway,
They just equipped their +5 water resistant raincoat. We were once told that they are idle because if a passerby sees a crime, they report to any of the closest officers in person. So, like, they are literally pressing A. On the way back home, there's always a police officer on standby, and we always have to walk past him. It's so awkward.
It's in just my head, he's just like, a human.
Don't press A. Don't press A. Don't press A.
That I think could that be a US citizen kind of thing, being that scared of police? Because yeah, police are kind of scared. They authorized to do a lot of things you're not authorized to do, and even in Russia, like a lot of policemen are. There is a lot of police brutality, especially if it's like an anti-government march or a parade. You probably heard of those. You probably saw photos of those where people get fucked up. It doesn't matter. But it's not that scary, just, oh, look, policemen. Alright, I'll walk past them. It's not like they're gonna shoot me. I think they do have guns. You could, like, get a gun in Russia for defensive purposes and stuff, you have to go through a lot of checks and all that. But it's not that common as in the US, like not even close. And it's not gonna be a fucking AR-16 or whatever. It's just gonna be like a handgun, not a Desert Eagle, just like probably a 9mm pea shooter. I don't know.
Speaking of jobs, customer service is also insane. They are so good at their job, I kind of feel bad. One time I went to check out my drink and the 7-Eleven cashier couldn't get the barcode to scan. He's like, "Chodomate gomenasai," and then started to sprint to the end of the store, grabbed the same drink, and sprinted all the way back to the cash register, out of breath and all. I was thinking, man, I appreciate the gesture, but my dude, you could just walk over casually, like, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that is a bit
Speaking of
weird.
stores, companies here are funny. Everything has a mascot.
I've heard of that
The
too.
police, the military, the sewage company. Actually, in fact, I just learned that in Tokyo, every city has a mascot. You know what else companies are obsessed with? Jingles.
Balancuma.
Some stores you will go in and you'll hear on the intercom a bunch of kids singing this 15-second jingle on loop.
Huh.
And it repeats, and it repeats. And
I think some stores in Russia have just music playing
I would have combusted.
and
I
like
believe
advertisements and
their
stuff.
End goal is
but
when
not
you leave the store,
jingles like
they
that.
want you to start singing the stupid jingle and then spread it like a wildfire into everyone else's heads. It works. You go in with a friend, they start singing it. Give it a second, and now you start humming it too. You know what you won't be humming? Truck drivers driving around in crowded cities and advertising
I've
a
heard of
new
this
boy
too.
band by blasting their music. But the problem is that the sound coming out from their ancient dated speakers sound like dog doo-doo. They used English for this boy band and they called it "My Hair Is Bad."
What?
The bugs here are interesting. It's especially interesting hearing the cicadas in
Cicadas,
person.
yeah, okay.
They are truly ear-piercing.
Yeah, there aren't that
They're
many here.
everywhere.
Only in
And
like
I'm gonna be honest, if it weren't for
more
anime,
foresty
I'd
areas or
probably
more
hate them.
naturally
But
by the rivers
thanks
maybe.
to anime and Harvest Moon,
Frogs
it made
such.
me realize, maybe without them, it wouldn't sound like summer. Speaking of summer, every time we walk outside, we'll sometimes come across these random cloud of gnats, randomly on the streets. They form and swarm around like almost a perfect circle. This is a constant thing, okay? Especially near water sources. It's the grossest feeling when they hoard a bridge and you have absolutely zero options to escape walking through them. True story. One time we were walking
Yeah, I've seen that happen with insects, but like a cloud of insects, I've never seen a perfect sphere or almost perfect sphere. It's just like a weird collection of insects in a certain spot, just in the air. Not like there's something on the ground. They're just flying around. And yeah, when you have to walk through that, it's annoying.
park with trees, and I noticed a big black ball in the sky. Multiple big black balls in the sky. They were massive and fat. I think they were black bees. You know what disturbed me the most?
Okay.
You know how most bugs like to zoom and zag and fly towards a destination? Well, these bugs were just hovering in the air, slowly, like 1 mile
How
per
good is
hour.
Didus's vision?
It's like a bunch of fat grapes just floating around. Speaking of grapes, I
Okay.
got nothing.
Oh, okay, I
Cockroaches.
thought it would be a transition.
Luckily, we haven't had this problem yet, but we were told that Japan has a real bad cockroach problem, and I'm praying every day to the bug gods to not send them our way. I am loud. Being
Yeah, and
loud
actually it
in
could be a problem
Japan
if you
is
fuck up,
kinda
but
bad
normally it's
because
not.
Everyone here is quiet. Like, there will be a huge crowd of people in a city, and it's somehow not loud. My voice is just naturally low decibel, so I have to speak up or you won't be able to understand what I'm saying. But then when I speak up, I'm loud. Maybe it's because I'm American.
Or maybe.
Anyways, Emily usually has to end up shushing me. Then I get salty because I hate getting shushed on, but I don't want to be that one annoying loud gaijin. So she got it right.
Understandable.
Okay, so this was an unreal experience. We went into the bar at midnight,
Okay.
completely pitch black out there. Came out of the bar, it's 4 a.m. The sky, it's now clear blue. But wait, it's still 4 a.m.
I mean, it's summer.
But the sun is shining bright. And then it hit me. Ah, so that's why they call it the land of the rising sun.
I'm
By
not
the way,
sure.
you see these biker moms everywhere, dude. They got the whole shebang. Are you a
Okay. It kind of an abrupt end, but alright. A lot of interesting things. I rambled. I rambled way too much. Okay. I'm gonna ramble some more before I wrap this up. Sun and 4 a.m. is not a big deal. It's here as well in the summer. Like right now, it's 3 a.m. and the summer is not gonna come out for like maybe 2-3 hours because it's almost October. But and it's raining. It was raining the entire day, but because of the clouds, you won't be able to see it anyway. Just might see that it's a bit brighter than normal, well than now. But it will take a couple hours, maybe out at 5-6 a.m. But it's totally normal. Even like in winter, you'll go to, like, let's say you go to school and you have to be there at 8 a.m. So you leave the house around 7. There's probably not gonna be a sun, right? Let's not say school, let's say university, but at the same times, so it doesn't matter in the first example. There's not gonna be sun. You'll leave the house, it will be dark, and you'll get there, and while you would be sitting on the first lesson, like, because university 1.5 hour lesson, the sun will come out by the time the second one starts. It's gonna be already kind of bright, especially because of the snow everywhere that reflects a lot of shit. Which is the problem for the second example, which is when you don't need to go to 8 a.m. Like you don't have your first lesson will start as a second lesson. Like the second lesson in the schedule is gonna be your first lesson of the day. So I have to, let's say it starts in 9:40 instead of 8. You'll have to leave the house, let's say at 8. No, 9:40, at 9, or like close to 9. Then the sun's gonna be out, and because of the snow, you were sitting at home, it was dark as shit, and you're sitting there doing nothing, and then you have to leave the house, and you come out from your building, house, whatever it is, and it's just blinding, like, sunlight from every direction because snow is everywhere and everything reflects. It was the most annoying thing outside of university itself in the winter. I love winter. I love when it's colder. But God, it's annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Is there no sun in the US? I thought UK had no sun. Why is there no sun in the US? I heard multiple people not bragging about it. I can't think of a different word. Just talking about it, being surprised that, oh my god, it's 4 a.m. and there is sun. Like, yeah. That I don't know. It feels like, for me, it feels very normal. I don't know. Again, in the summer, if this video would have come out about like I don't know, December, January, somewhere there, and it's like, oh, and 4 a.m. there is sun. That would be weird. That would be completely different. But in the summer again, it's totally normal, my guy. Sorry. Anyway, enough rambling. Too much rambling. It's rambling. Let's shut up. Thank you anybody who watched this. And thank you anybody who suffered through this. I appreciate it a lot. I hope to see you next time, and goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to.